In this help video, I'd like to look at using our Elliott wave tool to be able to identify if there's an Elliott wave count using our unique isolation approach at a particular pivot. So first I'm going to add it onto our chart. So you're going to go to indicators. Once we release the Elliott wave script, it will be under your invite only scripts. You can do MTP Elliott waves, but for now I'm just going to do it from my scripts because we haven't released these yet. So I'm recording these videos before we release them. So just click on the Elliott waves. Now what happens, it will ask you to select on a pivot, but sometimes this box is in the way. So I have to get rid of the box, and can you see here it is? It says set the pivot time for the MTP Elliott waves. So you can click on whatever pivot you want. So I'm just going to have a look at this pivot down here, and it will then do its calculation. You can see it's just working at the calculation, and you can see it's found a 5-wave count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with the low at the minimum wave 5 WPT. Once it's on the chart, you can then grab it and drag it to see what it finds at different pivots. So you can see there's a little helper box. Do you see that little helper box there? So if you grab it, I'm just going to take it up to here, and it will then recalculate at that level. And you can see at that point it's found an A, B, C with the high at the minimum wave CWPT. If you grab it to another pivot, let's try and grab it and drag it back over here. So if I go back to that pivot there, once it's found an ABC into that pivot there. So remember, we use our unique isolation approach to Elliott waves, where we're only looking to identify the Elliott wave count in isolation, and it will look at the pivot that you've selected. So sometimes if you go over, say, a pivot like this one, it won't find any Elliott wave pattern. It will just say EW Elliott wave. There'll be no Elliott wave count on the chart. That's because it hasn't found a valid Elliott wave pattern as of that particular pivot. So you can just literally just grab it, drag it to which pivot you want to do the analysis on, and then just drop it to that pivot, and then it will find an Elliott wave count and place the the count on the chart, and also place the WPTs, which are the areas where that particular count is most likely to end. If you're not using it, you can then hide it. So for example, you can then just hide it so it's hidden on the chart if you're doing other analysis or for other tools as well. Then when you want to use it, you can just unhide it, grab it, drag it, and then drop it onto which pivot you want to analyze. If you want to, you can have more than one Elliott wave count on the chart, and by that you can either copy and then paste, and it will do another Elliott wave count, or you can add it on again from scratch. Sometimes the confusing thing is if you copy and paste, it will go onto the same pivot, so it means you have two on the same pivot, which is slightly confusing. So sometimes it's better to then add it on from your indicators again. So in that way you can have two counts, and again you can hide one if you wish, or you can have which one you want to use on the chart there anyway. So it's a really easy tool to use, where literally, I'll just take that one off, you can just grab and drag to then be able to do an Elliott wave analysis using our unique isolation approach to Elliott wave as of a pivot on the chart.